back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my beauty bank update for the month of February. We finally made it. We are edging closer and closer to spring. I'm so looking forward to it because I'm so cold. It's so cold. I don't know what's happened. Usually it's much warmer. I did kind of go a little bit overboard with my makeup today. So yeah, it's a little bit out there, but we are filming this on a Friday, posting it on a Friday on the 28th, and I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. I'm actually going to be away for a week and a half, not away, but I'm going to take some time off from work. So I had my last day of work today, and I am coming back in March, but I think it's going to be much more of a part-time role. So I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous because my parents are coming to visit. So I have to tidy up in like a day and get everything sorted. So yeah, a lot to do in the next 24 hours. Let's go through all of the new makeup items that I might have brought into my collection, as well as any empties that I have, and also pans that I have, and other bits and bobs. So yeah, let's get going. I don't know how to talk. All right, I'm sitting back a little bit. Hopefully this is okay. I feel very blind as to how it looks in the viewfinder, but I've just, I wanted to sit with my legs crossed. I'm sorry, but I'm really cozy today. Like I just feel like I'm in a cozy vibe. What I did start doing in January is an official beauty bank point system again. I kind of stopped doing that last year. I did it the year prior, but I wanted to bring it back just to keep myself accountable and to track a little bit better, because I think I went a little bit too free last year in terms of what I bought. I bought a lot of eyeshadow last year. I'm not on a no buy by any means. So last month my beauty bank ended at 1.5 points. I did start at 0, so I was able to gain 1.5 points just by either any makeup items that I finished or mostly eyeshadow pans. I think that was mostly from eyeshadow pans. But I was able to do that last month. So rolling into February, I had 1.5 points to use, and any new makeup that I bring in, I deduct 1 point from that system, and any new eyeshadow pans that I hit is half a point. It all kind of makes sense, but I'm also all over the place. So okay, so what we're going to do right now is go through all of my makeup empties. I have included a couple skincare, however, the skincare is not going to be deducted or like added to my point system, but just wanted to mention it. So I did mention this in my Project Pan update, but I finished the Hello Good Stuff Happy Face spray. So this one is officially an empty. I also finished my What's Up Beauty mascara. I actually like this at the end of the day. They sent this to me. This is the Watch Me mascara. And at first it's very spiky, and it has 2 different sides to the wand, but once I got used to it, I actually really enjoyed it. I also finished my vitamin enriched Bobbi Brown primer, which I miss already, but yeah, she is done. I finished her earlier this week, so very excited about that. As of today, I have finished my NYX foundation. It is done. And happy to say goodbye to this too. However, I am gonna miss it. I do like this foundation. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. That one is completely done. So that's 4 items I can add back to my point system. So I will be at 5.5. Now I do have another item that I finished. This is the Vitamin C Brightening Sun Serum. This I don't technically count as a makeup item, but I also have not really counted it as a skincare item either. Do I count this as a makeup item to bump my points up a little bit? So instead of finishing 4, I finished 5. Or do we not count this one? You let me know. It's not really going to affect the point system all that much, but I did finish this. This was from Common Labs, which is a K-beauty brand. I also finished this. I know this is skincare, so I'm not going to be counting this. This is the second one that I've ever finished. This is the I'm From Mugwort Cream. I love this. I've already bought another one that I'm going to be opening up, but I just love this so much. I think it's so lovely. And there was a few days where I had finished this and I was waiting for my replacement, and I was really like suffering in terms of my skin. So yeah, I really enjoy this moisturizer. I think it's lovely. So this one obviously definitely won't be counted, but you let me know about the sunscreen, because I don't see it as a skincare item, so I don't know if I should count it as a makeup item. I don't know. Okay, so without counting the SPF, my points are 5.5 because obviously I finished 4 different items this month, which is actually a pretty good month for me. Normally I do not finish that much. Okay, let's move on to any makeup pans. I actually only hit 1 eyeshadow pan this month and it was right at the beginning of the month. I haven't hit any more, so it's not the best month in terms of eyeshadow pans. I usually get at least 3. Last month I had 3, but the one that I did hit is in this one, and this one counts massively because I was working on this palette for a very, very long time. If you know, you know. But I did hit pan in the shade Ambitious earlier this month, which I am very pleased about. So that takes my point system to 6. If we counted the SPF, it would be 7. All right, moving on to new makeup items. I did buy a few eyeshadow palettes this month and some other bits and bobs. Okay, so the first set of items that I bought some stuff from Revolution. So I really wanted this palette. This came out last year and I know the quality isn't great and blah, 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 blah. But this is the Astro Nova. And I just think this was so much fun. I thought, you know what? I am just so craving those colors. And I have gone into it. I actually really, really enjoyed it. I went into it in a short though, but I haven't done like a full get ready with me with this palette. Because honestly, I didn't think anyone would really care. But I personally really wanted this palette. Did I need it? Absolutely not. But I did go and buy this. And I just think it's really beautiful for spring. I just don't need these though. And you know, I have too many greens in my collection and I'm not a huge fan. And I have been struggling with even wearing green eyeshadow. So what on earth possessed me to buy this? I don't know. But I'm very happy that I have it because I think it's pretty. And actually, I really like this shade over here. I think this is really pretty for Makeup Revolution. It's a really pretty shade, really. In terms of what you expect from Makeup Revolution. Is it indie quality? No, but that is, I like that shine. That's a pretty shine. If not a little chalky, it's still very, very pretty. I kind of like it. So anyway, I did end up buying this palette and I was on their website, the EU website. So I did end up getting a few other things. I got the Revolution Air Blare Tint Lip and I've been using this a lot in my shorts. So you would have noticed this. I've been wearing this a lot this month. I really, really, really like this. So yeah, this is in the shade Siren. I also got the Hydra base primer. This is relatively new, part of their new range that came out maybe a month or 2 ago. So I wanted to try it and it's just another little moisturizing primer. I will have a primer video talking about all my primers and ranking them, you know, so if you want to know my full thoughts on this product, I do speak about it a little bit there. But yeah, this one I have been enjoying actually wearing it today and I have pulled it from my Shop My Stash. I've been wearing it on and off. And then I also bought this, which I haven't tried yet because I don't feel like I need to, but I really wanted to try brown mascara. And so this is just the brown volume mascara. Very inexpensive. I was on the website though. I was like, oh, I'll just pop in a mascara in the basket. So yeah, this is a whole point deducted from my point system. Did I need it? No, but I bought it. Yes. All right. And then these next 2 palettes I knew I was going to be buying. So I did end up getting the Lovers from Cosmic Beauty. When I saw this on release, I just thought, okay, whatever. I don't care if I'm going to be negative points for the month, but I really want to try that. I really want that in my collection. So I bought it. I've done a video of this with 2 looks. I really enjoy it. I think it's very wearable and it's very muted. And, you know, I just think it's a really beautiful wearable palette. And I've always been curious about the neutrals. I have not tried this one, but I did buy this at the same time. So yeah, I did. I didn't need this. I don't need this in my collection, but it is here. And if you want me to do this in a video, then I will. But I was just going to test it in my own time. So yeah. All right, so if you kept count, that is 6 new items. So if we don't count the SPF, like I mentioned, I have 6 points. I've bought 6 items. They will cancel each other out. If I do count the SPF as a makeup empty, then I'll have 1 point left over in my beauty bag, if that makes sense. So you let me know. I don't mind either way. I'm not in the negative either way because I did manage to hit a pan. Otherwise, I would have been in the negative a tiny bit. So it wasn't the best month overall in terms of obviously being on a low buy, But I did end up finishing quite a few items, and I also have a few other items in my project pan that I'm still working on and hopeful about. So I do feel like I'll have a little bit more empty next month. And honestly, there's nothing on my radar that I feel like I'm going to be picking up in terms of new makeup releases. I feel quite happy and satisfied, and this Cosmic Beauty one was simply because they launched it and they released it, and it's not like something that I was like holding on to and planning to buy. But because I was on there and I have to pay for shipping, I don't live in the UK, if I'm gonna buy something from them, I might as well add another palette. That's just where my logic is. So yeah, anyway. Not the best month in terms of buying, but I still don't feel that bad about it, to be fair. All right, moving on, let's talk about a few stats. So my pan percentage, obviously with these new palettes, has gone down a little bit. So it's 8.06%, still in the 8 range, but it is dipping low. So if I don't buy anymore and I get more pans, because I have really only had that one pan this month, I think that's really destroyed that percentage, if you care about that percentage, but that's where it is. Also, I do like to keep track of my eyeshadow usage, and so far for this year, I have my top 3 palettes in terms of overall use, which I thought would be interesting to share with you. So number 1 is my Pan That palette for the year. I am actually working on this one and my Alter Ego Shadow Kiss. So they're like a duo Pan That palette, which is, you know, I just want to make my life very difficult. But this one so far, I have used 36 times this year. So, you know, in various shades. I don't want to spoil you, but honestly, there's not much to show in that one. I actually have been dipping into the Shadow Kiss a lot more this month. And then my second most use is the Club Nebula from Kaleidos. This is in my Project Level Up, and this one I've used 26 times. So again, nothing here to spoil for you because there's no new pans, unfortunately. And the third one that I've used the most, which I've just rolled out of a project because I'm getting so frustrated on, is the Earthly from Beauty Bay. I had this in my Pan That palette in order, and I obviously just posted that video, and I decided to roll in a different palette, but this one I've used 21 times. Those ones have had a lot of use. This is definitely going to shift around because the Shadow Kiss I've used quite a bit, like I've said, and my Pan That palette numbers haven't been updated in the spreadsheet, so that's probably why the Naughty Nude is a little bit higher up. I think Project Level Up is pretty up to date, and I think the Earthly one is pretty up to date too, so I imagine that will dip quite down because I'm not going to go back into it because it's not in a project anymore. So it'll be interesting how this looks next month. If you like following these types of stats, I do. All right, let's talk through some favorites of mine this month. So I have 2 favorites that I feel like I really have enjoyed this month. And then I have 2 honorable mentions because they've kind of surprised me and they've made me change my mind in a positive way. They're still not like favorites, but I still wanted to shout them out because I feel like my first impressions were a little harsh. So let's talk through favorites first. I kind of hinted, but I really like this Revolution lip tint. If you don't like lip tints, you're not gonna like it, but it's like a moussey formula. It's so weightless on the lips. I do not feel it on the lips at all. I like the color. I would really like to get more colors, to be fair. This is, I believe, pretty new item. It's the Air Blur, and I think it's part of the new collection, but this, yeah, like I said, this is the shade Siren. I really want to maybe get one more that's a little bit more pink because this is quite nude brown, but very nude. It'd be nice to have one that's a little pinkier in my collection. But yeah, I really like that one. And then I've also been really enjoying this. It's not a new item by any means, but this is Cosmic Beauty Frosting Highlighter Palette. I have a little bit of one of the shades in my inner corner today. And this is in my project pan. I'm trying to hit pan in them. It's been such a pleasure going into this month. I always knew that I liked this formula and I liked these shades, but I think I've just realized this month I really like this. And so I wanted to just shout it out because I think it's really pretty. It is part of the Delicious Delights collection. So when I bought the Delicious Delights palette, this came with it because they had a bundle. I don't know if they still have that bundle available, but that's how I got this. But I think you can also buy this separately. Okay, and then my 2 honorable mentions that I feel as though I had some harsh criticisms. And now I did pull them from my Shop My Stash this month, and I do feel like I have changed my mind quite a bit on these. Not absolute favorites, but they're not trash. So That's good. The first one is this. This is from Glamshop, couldn't remember. And this is their light coverage foundation. It's the Face Beautifier. And I remember when I tried this in my full face of Glamshop video that I posted, I was very harsh on this because it is so light coverage and I wasn't expecting that. But what I've been really enjoying with this one is mixing it with some other foundations that I have in my collection that are a little thick because it's very, very liquidy. And I feel like it's given me the best blend possible. I've actually been mixing this with the NYX foundation that I've just finished. I'm wearing them today. And I feel like this can look a little drying. So combining these two has just given me like, I don't know, it's just like helped the look of it. I've really enjoyed it. Not that I love this by far, because I think on its own, it's still a little bit of a weaker item, but mixing it with something else has worked really, really well for me. So that's why I like it. And yeah, I've changed my mind on it because I think the finish of it is really pretty as well. And then this one I thought was going to be declutter. I thought this was going to be declutter. So this is the Essence Magic Filter Glow Booster. I bought this thinking it was going to be like, oh, you know, another Charlotte Tilbury dupe. Let me try it. Very inexpensive item. I tried it as a primer because I use the Hollywood Flawless filter more as a primer, but obviously you can use it as a highlighter, like all over the glow, like after you do your makeup and stuff, like, you know, not like all over the face. But this one, you can't really use it as a primer because it is pretty thick. So this month I have been testing it just as an actual highlighter and I've been really enjoying it. And I think it's been very pretty on my cheeks as like a natural glowy finish. It doesn't look like I'm wearing highlighter when I put this on, but it gives my cheek, I'm not wearing it today, so I don't have it. Like, you can't look at my cheeks now because I don't have it, but it does give my cheeks a little bit more of a beautiful, like healthy shine. And it's this product. It is this product. So I'm keeping it. I'm not going to be discontinuing it anytime soon. I'm going to keep using it how I've been using it. I've been really enjoying it. So basically, it's a liquid highlighter, which is not my preference, but I figured out a way to make it work for me. So I have changed my mind on it. We'll see in a few months' time if I continue to use it, but I have been using it a little bit this month and enjoying it. So I wanted to mention that because it was a surprise. I definitely felt like this was going to be a decluttered item. All right, that's it for everything makeup-wise in these videos. I do like to talk through any movies or TV shows that I've been watching, but honestly, this month has been so boring. I've been waiting for my mom to come visit because we like to watch a lot of reality trash is what we call it. So we'll be watching like Love is Blind and all of that. So I haven't really been watching that much. And in terms of movies, we've only watched 3 movies, which I will talk about. So we watched Blink Twice, which is with Channing Tatum. And this one, I gave 4 stars out of 5. I know it's had a lot of negative reviews. I do agree that the ending isn't that great, but I went into this movie not having a clue what the movie was about. I had no idea what this was about. So it was a little bit of a shock when we went into it. I was like, oh, okay, this is what this movie's about. And I liked the way it was filmed. Obviously, the subject matter is, you know, very triggering or can be very triggering and very gross and disgusting and just appalling. But I thought it was done really well. So actually, I kind of like that movie. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's not something that I would probably want to watch again because of the subject matter, but I think it was well done. So, yeah. Then I watched You're Cordially Invited. So this is with, oh, he's so funny. What's his name? This is with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon. So we have like a little bit of a joke in our house that my son looks like Will Ferrell because he has his hair. He has very, very curly hair. And, you know, it does get a little bit bushy like Will Ferrell sometimes. So, but I do like Will Ferrell. I think he's quite funny. So this one is a silly little rom-com movie. I thought it was very sweet. I watched it on my own. My partner had no interest in watching this, which is fair enough. He doesn't like these types of movies. I put it on thinking, like, expecting it to be really stupid. And it was really stupid. But there were a few moments in the movie. Maybe I was just in the mood to laugh, but I just started giggling. I just find Will Ferrell quite funny, and he is quite ridiculous in this movie. So it's about 2 different families who book the same wedding venue for the same weekend, and they have to kind of share the space. It's kind of what it is, the premise. and it's very silly, but yeah. It was on Amazon Prime. It was quite fun. And then we watched The Gorge. So I had high hopes for this one because I had seen some trailers for it a few months ago. And then, was this on Apple? It was somewhere. Yeah, I think this might have been Apple. Or was this HBO? I'm not entirely sure. But I like Miles Teller. Yeah, Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. We always like to watch her because she does interesting stuff. So this one was silly. So I gave this 3 stars. I guess it wasn't terrible. I gave it 3 out of 5. The premise was very silly, but I kind of knew that going in. I think it lingered on the romance a little too much. Basically, there's the East and the West that are protecting this gorge, because there's like these monsters that come out of the gorge. It sounds silly, right? So the trailer kind of makes it sound like it's the portal to hell or something like that. I don't know. But you kind of find out what it is and everything. And it's just a little silly. It's actually quite silly. Maybe this should be a 2-star, but we watched it. It was kind of entertaining. There's just too much romance in it, but I do like Miles Teller. Anyway, so that is everything that I have to talk about today. I have so much stuff to do before the visit. The sun is popping out finally. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Okay, so the sun is here. Hopefully, you know, it warms the place up and it stays here, because what's been happening, it's been raining and then the sun comes out and then it rains for like 20 hours and it's just awful. So it only pops out for like a little bit and then it disappears again. So I'm waiting for spring. Hopefully it comes. March is the time that it's supposed to start shifting in the next few weeks. So we will see. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much. Let me know about the SPF. It doesn't really matter either way. I'll just put my point system to 0 unless you guys kind of agree that it should count as a makeup item. I don't know. But thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.